Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, I wanted to show you my easiest way to retopologize geometry in Maya. So I made this shirt and these pants in Marvelous Designer. It creates geo that looks like this. I want to make it a little cleaner, so I want to retopologize it. So there's a couple ways to do it, right? You can make it live, and then you can use quad draw, and then draw on top, and proceed this way. But I feel like this is a little time consuming. Also, you're trying to make it symmetrical, and it's going to be really hard to do that. So there's another way. You can also use the Retopology tools inside of Maya that they've added, but they're also not perfect yet. So I want to show you my easiest way to do it. So the first thing we need to do is we need to grab the UVs, right? So this is already UV'd, and here are my textures. I'm going to turn the textures off here, and the shirt is UV'd with tiles, and it's on tile 5 through 6, right? So I need to grab this as an image. So the way I can do that is by going into Image, clicking UV Snapshot, set a resolution like 4K is good, and then we want to make sure this is set properly, you know where it's going. You can click Browse and give it a name, save it as a PNG, works really well. And then we're going to change from tiles, we're going to change to range. And because this says 5, 6, we just put 5 minimum and 6 maximum and leave 0 to 1 in vertical, and this is horizontal. Hit apply. It's going to save out our image. The next part, super simple. You make a plane, make it kind of large so it's easy to work with, like that. And it doesn't need any subdivisions, so we can just remove them so they're not in the way. And then we need to assign a new material. So we'll make a standard surface like this. And for the color, we will pick file texture and grab the shirt UV that I just made. It's going to look like that. Click open. And there it is. And you can see it has transparency because Maya will export it with transparency. It also has, the texture has some specular, so we can get rid of that. Just set the roughness to 1, like that. And if we look from the top view, press 6, we can turn the grid off. And also to make it easier to see, we can change the background to something bright like this. And you will then be able to see our image. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make this live, just like that. And then we're going to retopologize this flat area using quad draw. And this is much easier than trying to retopologize on a 3D object. You have to go around the curves and stuff. We're just going to do it this way. So click quad draw. And then the easiest part is just to do all the corners. We're going to duplicate to create symmetry. So we only need to do half. And first I'm going to find all the corners. You also don't have to be very perfect about this. You can get you know, as close as you want, but you don't have to be very perfect about your points, because that will all be fixed later. Like that, and find the center. So that is right here. Now, when you're quad drawing, the easiest way to do it is to create a shape like this, and then hold Control and split it in two. That's the easiest way, at least for me, to work. So, and then also anything that's gonna be kind of rounded off, right? So this is the sleeve. I want to do the same thing I did with the collar here. I'm going to pretend there's a band around it, like this. Now, you want to try and hold Shift and then just drag your mouse cursor like that. If you can't get it exactly, just move the points closer and then move it back. And middle mouse will drag, and holding Control will add an edge loop. Now we just add a loop here, like this. Find the center of the curve and just kind of place it like that. And then we're going to split it once again. So the way I like to do it is I want to make sure when I'm splitting in, I guess, in twos every time. So if I split it once, I'm going to split each side once more. If I need to split again, I'm going to split each one once more. And that will give me the easiest way to combine all the objects later together, because if you work that way in twos, everything will just easily combine together because they're all made the same. Like that. And that should be it. Basically, our retopology is done. I'm going to turn live off. I want to snap my vertex here. I want to duplicate this geo and flip it to the other side. Now, right now, it has some geometry here, so some numbers, I mean, right? So I want to flip it in -1 in X, so I need to freeze it first. So modify, freeze, and then we can flip it -1. Select the other side, and now we can combine and select the center vertices and merge. So I'm going to click the merge here. This little doohickey comes up, so we can hold Control, left click and drag until everything in the center merges. Same here. These we need to kind of get close together, so I'm just going to first scale them in, then merge, hold Control, left click and drag, and you see they'll merge together. I want to space this out a little bit so it's more even, and then move these down. We can move them just in space now. Alright, now we need to do the other side. Move this over and line up. So the way I built this, the front and back are more or less the same. The only thing is the sleeve shape is slightly different, and we can fix that. Oh, let's also fix right here. Make that nice and even. And then this one, the way we can adjust this one is we can actually make it symmetrical. So if I select the center edge here and then click Symmetry Topology, because it's duplicated from the other side, we can adjust it symmetrically. That means if I select this edge, let's say, and move it, you can see the other side will move as well. So we only need to line up one side now. And then just adjust, make it work. Okay. And then we need to adjust this, the collar in the back. Okay. Little adjustments here. Okay. And then this sleeve, I think will be okay. Well, let's just make it match. Is a symmetry on? So symmetry will not work on this object because it is separate from the other one, because there's a gap between them. So let's just adjust this as well. Okay, so the next step is I want more detail. This is fine the way it is, but if we have more detail in the geo, we can keep more of the wrinkles we have in the shirt. So to do that, we're just going to do poly smooth. Let's combine first into one object. It has to be, it needs to be one object at the end anyway. And then we can use a poly smooth like this. You can see we have a lot more detail now, and everything's nice and smooth and even. Now, here's the thing. We need to have the same UVs as this shirt because I already textured it. So I want to keep those UVs as well. So to do that, we're going to use a trick that Maya uses. Basically, if you have an object like this, I'm going to just make a plane here, right? And then I'll make another object. And if this sphere is inside of the boundary of this plane, if I do a texture projection, so if I select both of them, right? So if you look at the UVs right now, they're different. This is not the same as that. But if I select them both and go to my planar UV projection, what I can do is I can set this to Y, make sure this is set to bounding box, and it will use the larger object as the bounding box. I'm going to project from the Y direction. And then if I hit apply, it will project the UVs using the boundary of the plane, and then the sphere is now projected inside of that plane, right? So, knowing that, if I select this plane and then select our object, the shirt that we just topologized, I can do the same thing. Planar, set bounding box, set to Y direction, hit apply, and then we can just clear history. And if we look at the UVs for this, it is now the same UVs as this shirt. Now, right now, it's actually on the wrong tile, but that's an easy thing to fix. We just take the shirt and move it to tile 5 and 6, transform, So open up the UV editor, go to the tiles here, and then make sure this is set to 1 on the transform, and then just click the arrow until it goes to tile 5. Now if we select this one, and this one, you can see that they are now interchangeable. We can hide this plane. Now if we assign the same texture, so I already have a shirt texture here, you can see this texture now fits perfectly onto this retopologized plane. But how does this help us, right? Like, we still have this shirt here and then this shirt just plain over there. Well, now we're going to use another thing, and that is called transfer attributes. So Maya can transfer attributes from one object to another. Normally, we use it to transfer UVs, but we can also use it to transfer position. So I'm going to select, I always forget the order of operation, so you just select one, then select the other, and then go to Mesh, Transfer Attributes. I'm going to reset this, and this is what we're doing. We're going to, this is attributes to transfer. What are we going to transfer? If I set everything to off, so nothing is selected right now, I want to transfer vertex position. I want to transfer this object to where this one is, like that. Then it's going to ask us, how do we line up the two objects? Well, we can use UVs because we matched UVs from one to the other. We're going to click UV, hit apply, and now you can see that the shirt that we just retopologized is now right there. If we hide the other one, or just move it over, Control D, move that one over. I'm going to hide the original. You can see what they look like. This one obviously has a little less detail, but we can also fix that. Now, the thing here is that it's not perfectly stitched, right? Because we couldn't get it exact. But that's okay, because we can use, we can just merge all the vertices and it'll be fine. And I'll show you how to do that. But you can see more or less it is in the same spot. Now, if we need a little extra detail, that's actually very easy to do. So we can go back and undo the transfer attributes. And I'm going to make two versions. I'm going to take this one, duplicate it, and this one I'm going to subdivide one more time. Now I have this version, and then we can transfer both. And then this one. Hide that. Look at this one. And this one obviously has more detail because we have a lot more geometry here. This one has less. The reason this one is over there is because I moved it. We just need to move it back here. And that's it. And let's compare geometry. So this shirt is 9,540 faces, and this one is 8,192. So this one's a little less faces than this one, but we do have a little too many in the sleeves. We can always reduce those, and that's easy to do. We can just select every other edge and delete. Reduce that a little bit, but we also have a nicer distribution, so painting weights is going to be easier and also just looks nicer. And we still have all the detail. Click 5, you can see what that looks like. Alright, so now let's clean up all of these unconnected vertices, right? And that's an easy thing. We just select these edges here, and I'm going to use under select, there's a thing called contiguous edges. If you select an edge and you want to select just in a line all the edges, just click select contiguous edges, like that. Hold Control, right click, click to vertices, we'll change this to vertices, and now we can click merge, hold Control, and then drag it until it's merged. If things merge that you don't want to merge, like this one, just kind of go back a little bit. And if you see that you can't get them all in one go, just deselect, and then just reselect your vertices here, and then merge again. There. We can do this side now. So I made I took the let's see, select. I took the contiguous edges tool. If you hold Control Shift and click it, it will drop to your shelf. So it's this button here. And now I can just convert to vertices. Click merge. All right, so let's merge this. This side merged fine. Now let's do the inside of the sleeve. This one, because I have such tight geometry, could be a little trickier, but we should be able to get this. Make sure we get that as well. The vertices and then merge. There we go. Now let's do the other side. Okay, now we need to do the side of the shirt on the body. Same thing. Just always double check what you're merging. Make sure you didn't merge anything that should not have been merged. Look down here. And you can see right there, we messed something up right here. We need to come back a little. And then reselect these guys. You can also do an edge merge, and that should work as well. So we can try that as well. So on this side, if you have trouble connecting the edges together, we can do an edge merge. If you press 3, you can see that how this edge is not connected. But if we click merge and start moving the tolerance, it should smooth out. That means we did it. So that looks fine. Okay, now we'll use the edge merge for the sleeve and the shirt. So click merge and then drag this. And sometimes you'll have a good connection and sometimes you won't. See right here, we didn't get a good connection. Now, the thing here is that it's not always easy to get a good connection when they're so far misaligned. So one way to do this is to manually select and merge. If you select only 2 vertices and click merge, it will always merge those 2 vertices. So if I just keep selecting in a row like this and keep pressing G, it will always merge them. One thing I need to mention about using edge merge is that if you select a bunch of edges and click merge, what you may experience is this. You'll see the UVs stretch here. The reason that is happening is because by default, the edge merge will also merge UVs, which we actually don't want. So what you can do is before you click the merge, double click the merge tool or open the options under let's see, mesh tools right here and uncheck merge UVs. So when you click merge, it will merge the vertices or the edges, but it will not merge the UVs, and that will keep it from stretching. So let's double check. So we have this is not merged right here. Make sure that's deselected. Close that, and I think we are done. And that's it. So this is the new Retopology shirt. Here is the old shirt. You can see we have almost all of the detail. Looks pretty good to me. The number of faces here, we went from 9,500 to 7,400. So it's a nice reduction, but also it's just nice and clean. And when it moves, when you rig it, it's going to move much nicer than this version. So that's it. If you have any questions, suggestions for other videos, leave a comment below. Please like the video and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.